Oh god, I hope you're not here for a party. You're gonna be very disappointed. Buttons, buttons, buttons. I have buttons I gotta push. Where is it? Aha. Let's do some walking. That sounds quiet. Ah, shit. Hold on. Alright. Actually, I hope this was the save that I completed the wizard school stuff on. I'm worse than I thought. I have no true name. Yep. I believe everything is functioning properly. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you think the quality's high. I uploaded that one yesterday, made it public, and I started almost immediately freaking out. So I watched it twice to just try and double check and make sure there weren't mistakes, and there were a few that I didn't catch, but it's too late now. But I really appreciate it. That's super nice of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They're really fun to make. Like the researching is cool. The whole writing process is cool. Sometimes the researching is like more fun than actually playing the game. But Dark Alliance was pretty sweet. Yeah, it's an emulator. It's a Project 64. The like the resolution is higher than it normally would be. You can have it set up to where I use just a PS4, just a regular PS4 controller. There's an app called DS4 that lets you I can't remember how I set it up, but there's a YouTube video for it, and it'll hook it up to, you turn it on first and then it hooks it up to Project 64 somehow. I can't remember how I did it, but you know, for the Aidyn video, I actually played it on the keyboard because I couldn't figure out how to set up the controller. So I played it to where like my WASD walked, and then the arrow keys were the C buttons, and then Q opened the like the start menu and the map and stuff, and E and F were my shoulder buttons, I think, and then Z was my end turn Z button. The controller is much nicer. I guess I should have checked Abrakin's health before starting a fight in the middle of the night in the rain. It was kind of a nightmare, but I made it work. I think there was something wrong with my Steam controller to where it was turning my characters, and it was turning the camera, and I could never figure out what was going on. I've heard about this analog 3D. Somebody else was talking about that a couple of weeks ago. Does it come with the games already on it? Or That doesn't sound right. Is it like you can hook it up and it's like HD or something to like current TVs? Like you don't have to have a CRT or whatever. I think that's what it is. Oh, okay, gotcha. I can't believe they're all hitting this well in the middle of the night. Oh, hell yeah. You got an EverDrive? Sweet. My buddy got a, he got something, I think it's called a Retroid Pocket. And he just, like, he gets his ROMs and puts them on that. I was just talking to him like 20 minutes ago. I'll probably end up getting one of those. Is the game audio loud? Because I had it set kind of low in OBS and I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks. So I haven't actually tested it. I don't know how loud it is relative to how loud the microphone is. What are Pico 8 games? What's that? I've never heard of that. An Ambernic RG cube. It is? Okay. Let's see. I'll go up a little bit more. See how that goes. I really need to set this up a little bit better. That was not a critical hit. How is a critical like 13 damage below a normal hit? That's crazy. It would be cool if this guy fled. Oh. Okay, so that would be like super or regular Nintendo games? Wasn't that 8-bit, or was 8-bit older than that? Because I think Super Nintendo was 16, right? I may be confused about that. Okay, cool. Damn. These guys usually have a ton of gold. Nope. Damn, dude. 7,400. 7 curing potions. I just got Rada to where she can, Aidyn Chronicles. Aidyn Chronicles mentioned. Yeah, this whole channel is just like it's just a marketing campaign for this game. It's all a ruse. I streamed Ogre Battle a couple of times on Twitch, but I wasn't really consistent with it. It is something that I want to do, though. That guy's gonna fuck us up really bad. I would stream it, though. I wanted to stream a high chaos frame run. I might do that after Aidyn Chronicles. That game was so fun, dude. I was not expecting Ogre Battle 64 to be that good. I thought I was going to get some like mild enjoyment out of it. And then I played it like 2.5 times all the way through. Ended up listening to all these lore videos about it from that Warren Report guy. You're making a game for that? That's freaking sick. More Nintendo 64 related videos. I don't know. I don't know if I'll do stuff that it isn't like RPGs. That was a poorly constructed sentence, but so the other RPGs would be Hybrid Heaven, Paper Mario, and Quest 64. But I'm not necessarily against doing a video on something that's not an RPG. I've never played Paper Mario, but it's always at the top of the rankings lists that you look up. I need to try it just to see, how it stacks up. But, I always have fun with Mario games. They clearly know what they're doing. One of my favorite YouTubers is this guy named Treaky. He did videos on Quest 64 and Hybrid Heaven. There's a ROM hack for Quest 64 called French Vanilla. Anyway, his Quest, he actually really made me want to try Quest, and his Hybrid Heaven video was freaking hilarious. That game was just absurd. At some point during his explanation of the plot, I completely lost it. And just, what he was saying just became words. There was aliens, and I don't think she has enough skill to do this. I wonder if they get worse at disarming traps at night. Damn. Well, where is this? I might come back to this later. Yeah, it was a funny looking game. I thought about doing a video on this old wrestling game I used to play called Raw 2. It was sort of like a role-playing game because the cutscenes didn't have any subtitles or voiceovers. They would just like pantomime. So me and my buddy would like fill in the speech for them. Let's see, we are south of Talawalk. That was always a good time. Wait. I'm going the wrong way. It's for the Xbox. I was literally halfway to Terminor. I didn't realize how close Terminor was to Talawalk. I could go down and try to get Wall of Bones. Okay, I think this is the road to Port Saiid. No, that is going to Terminor. So where's this going? The swamp? What? Oh, that's okay. This was probably a mistake. Well, we're fine. Nah, we're good. Yeah, Raw 2 was for the original Xbox. It was extremely buggy. Like, there were some, like, ladder matches. No one knows how to win a ladder match in that game. You just get stuck on the belt. You climb the ladder, you can hang up there for 10 minutes. Sometimes you could win. Like, sometimes you'll just fall down with it and you have no idea what triggered it. If you go online, people will give you all kinds of different answers. People that interfered in the matches could steal the belt from you. But, like, you would win the match and they'd be like, and the new WWE champion is, you know, Steve. And then, but the next week, on the next show, it would have whoever interfered in the match, like, they would be the champion. It didn't make any sense. But it didn't happen all the time. It would just sometimes happen. Didn't make any sense. But it was kind of cool in that you had to like build up your character's reputation. I think you start at 1 and it goes up to 100. So you gotta like you start off as like a low Carter, and you try to fight for lower championships. You can start like a faction, and then your rep goes up to. It has to be high enough to challenge. Like if it's high enough to challenge the champion, like your rep has to be within a certain range. You could call him out, and it would show a whole cutscene of you doing that, and then it would show the entrance ramp, and you know you would wait and hope that their music hit, because sometimes they could ignore you. So what you would want to do is try to call them out on the SmackDown before the pay-per-view, because those are on Thursdays and the pay-per-views are on Sundays, and that's how you'd get your title shot. But you also had to do it at like the end of the show, because if someone else called them out after you, like if your buddy's playing and then they also answered his challenge, then it would just become. Actually, that may have been how you get a triple threat. I can't remember. It was just a crazy game, but super fun. Like we played it a lot. Probably more than Here Comes the Pain, actually. Def Jam Vendetta was probably my favorite one. The story was ridiculous. I can't remember, I know it had Redman and Method Man in it, and one of them was like asleep on the couch for the first half of the game. And like you could create your character and have them be in the story. Give them like, you know, a grill and all these insane like earrings and crazy shoes and stuff. It was cool. And it played really well too. Like it was actually a legitimately good fighting game. Poor Abby is about to bite the dust. Favorite RPGs? Well, Aidyn Chronicles, of course, is up there pretty high. Final Fantasy X. Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 2. Baldur's Gate 3. Final Fantasy IX. What else? There's a lot, honestly. Those are probably my favorites. I'm probably missing something though. Kingdom Hearts is probably the one that I've played more than any of them. What about you? I'm kind of scared to start playing Baldur's Gate 3 again. Just because they've done so many updates to it, I'm afraid it's just gonna, like, take up all my time. Damn. That's unfortunate. I started the fight with him basically. No, he was doing fine. Oh well, I was lost anyway. I should make it daytime. Hopefully we don't get ambushed. Oh yeah, I'd have to put Ogre Battle 64 up there now, I suppose. This is a really confusing road. What's up, Heather? Good to see you. I just got Abrakan killed. Thankfully, this isn't a hardcore run. This is a save scummy, honorless run. Oh, dude. Yeah, see, I was forgetting Pokemon. That's what I was forgetting. Pokemon Blue and Yellow. Those are the ones that I originally had. Actually, check this out. Hold on. This is my original copy of Pokemon Yellow. I got it from EB Games at the mall in like, I think it released in 1998. I can't remember when this one came out. I had Pokemon Coliseum. I think I was really bad at it. I never played Crystal Chronicles. Didn't they like remaster that for the Switch recently? He might die. Oh really? Yeah, the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance remaster was, I mean, it plays fine. It plays really good. But it just, the text looks kind of weird. And the audio is kind of scuffed. But other than that, it's pretty cool. It's just weird that you can't do co-op. I never got into MapleStory. I was, my MMO was World of Warcraft. So there's like a black hole in my gaming career from like late 2005 or mid 2005 to like 2014. I missed like most of that. Because I felt like if I wasn't playing WoW, if I wasn't logged in, then I was falling behind. And I had like a weird aversion to single player games for a while for some reason. Whenever I was really into MMOs, and now I've like skewed back the opposite direction. I think I was saving his. Oh, I was gonna go get Fireball. I forgot to do that. Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna do that off stream. Shoot, I forgot. I don't think there's a Fireball trainer in the Wizard School. Oh well. That was an accident. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. I was trying to save it on another save state. That's cool. It's been 30 minutes and I have taken us in the wrong direction and started over twice. This is going great. Yeah, Y2K was scary. We thought the freaking world was going to blow up. In fact, they told us it was going to blow up. Yeah, I could go to... There's one in Aramon. I don't think there's one in Talawalk. But Aramon is kind of a long walk. And I don't really need it. Like, I could just... I mean, I could get him anything. I could get him lightning or dragon flames or just whatever I find at some trainer down the road. There's probably one in Port Saiid that has some stuff he could use. Just some kind of destructive thing. Or I could just keep him using a Trahern's sword for a while. Honestly, like, Rada and Brenna are so strong right now. It's not too much of a worry. I do love Fireball, though. Especially, like, you have it, you get Wizard leveled up, and your intelligence, and you use it in, like, the middle of the day. You can do, like, 90 damage with it to 4 people. I used it like all the way through the recording, or for the playthrough of the video. Yeah, the negative things are definitely deserved. Like, I can't deny that, you know, there are lots of problems. Because, you know, it is buggy, and there's more bugs than what I mentioned, too. Like there's some kind of bug with the poisons. But I just felt like the thing that gets glossed over is like how deep the RPG aspect of it is. that they just give you complete freedom over all of these stats. And then you have all this supporting stuff like the mechanic. Stealth is kind of lame, but like Thief is cool, Warrior's cool, Wizard. You know, the alchemy system is pretty neat and exploitative. What's up, Mugen? Good to see you again. And like the writing is really good. And it is like the story is, you know, it's like an Arthurian. It's a just, you know, it's like it's a medieval hero's journey, coming of age, very someone mentioned like Wizard of Earthsea type situation, you know. But I mean, those stories work. They work very well for RPGs, and they work very well for the target audience, which is, you know, people from 8 to 35, I guess, 45. Hey, thanks. I was pretty worried about it, actually. It had kind of a tumultuous production. Tumultuous production. Why is this guy freaking out? Adventurers, we were better off with monsters. I'm from the castle. Can you tell me about Talawak? I got nothing to say to the likes of you. Crazy guy. But yeah, I was kind of worried about it. But it seems, I mean, it started off doing good. People have been saying nice things about it. But I'd finished recording the footage in December. Like, I beat it like 3 months ago. And I just got kind of sidetracked and a bunch of stuff was going on. I have got myself turned around. So, anyway, once I started really working on it again, I was removed from the actual process of playing it. So I was a little bit worried about that. I ended up replaying it quite a bit, actually, in early, or like mid-February. I really want to play the second one now, though, because they have all those different classes. Yeah, Heather, it's a little bit shorter than the other ones, but there wasn't just a ton of stuff to talk about. It's a pretty short game. I never played Bard's Tale. I played a little bit of Champions of Norath. But I've seen in a lot of online discussions that Champions of Norath is people's, like a lot of people's favorite out of like Dark Alliance 1 and 2 and then Champions. A lot of people prefer Champions. And I saw that it had, like you could play it online with people. So it had online functionality when it came out. Which is pretty cool. And it's set in the EverQuest world. But I don't really know that much about EverQuest. Would I consider Harvest Moon 64 an RPG? I never played Harvest Moon. But I mean, I suppose it's an RPG. Isn't it kind of like Stardew Valley? The same team that made Dark Alliance? Yeah. Yeah, you can get Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on Steam. I would consider that an RPG then, if it's that similar to Stardew Valley. Why do they always come in on the other side of the map? I really need to keep everyone alive because this is going to be like 10,000 gold. This battle is really laggy. Like really laggy. I wonder if it's a problem with the archers animation or something, because they're all archers. And they're all only doing 1 damage. This game is so weird. Did I already cast Air Shield on everybody? No, I think I think it's just something that the game does every once in a while. Because it's like as soon as it's their turn, like the game kind of freezes up for a second. That was like 3 seconds. But when it's our turn, it's fine. I don't know, it's a weird game. But I'll have to pay attention to it. Because they're also missing an awful lot. And they're doing really low damage. My party isn't really leveled up that much. I don't know if bandits... They might be lunar based, actually. And it's the middle of the day, so that could be the problem. The last game they did was Lord of the Rings War of the North. Yeah, I saw that when I was looking up stuff that they did. Never played that game either. I hope they all flee. I did want to start production on the next video as soon as possible. This time though. Because the gap between Ogre Battle and this one was like 13 weeks, which is a really long time. And like I should have been done with it in December. You know, like the end of December. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of damage. I'm doing like 40 to 45 with a lot of these hits. $47. It's a really one-sided fight, actually. It was just taking forever because of that weird lag that was going on. What game next? That's what I was having a little bit of trouble with. So I was thinking of doing Tactics Ogre. But there's like 3 different versions of that game that people like. So it's sort of hard to decide which one to do. Like I could do the original Super Nintendo version, or there's like a modded PSP version that everyone likes, and then there's the re-release where they remastered it. Tactics Ogre Reborn. Yeah. Yeah, it's finally over now though. And it's kind of like a long game, and I've heard it's pretty challenging. But I loved Ogre Battle 64 so much that I really want to kind of dip back into the Ogre Battle series. And I was thinking maybe I could do Summoner for the PS2. It was like a launch title that everyone was saying was kind of similar to Aidyn Chronicles, and they actually have a PC version of that. Oh yeah, the Saturn version. I forgot they did a port for that too. Do I feel like the funky graphics art style of Aidyn brings a lot more to the charm than if it was on 6th gen? I'd say yes. There's not really another game that looks like Aidyn Chronicles. I really do think their character designs were top tier, as goofy as some of them look. But yeah, Heather, I'd probably do the Super Nintendo version. And because, that was like the original vision of Yasumi Matsuno. So yeah, so maybe that, maybe I was thinking maybe Summoner, but I haven't played it. I haven't even like tested it out, so it's also kind of complicated because like usually I talk about more than like just the game. I usually tie in some like real life stuff with it as well. I don't know. I don't want to ramble too much here. Anyway, I just wanted to make a decision quickly so I could get started on it and have something out in like 4 or 5 weeks. You know? I haven't finished Final Fantasy VI. The last time I tried to play it was like 2019 or something like that. I can't remember how far I got, but it was on Steam. It's a cool game though. I really like it. 7 was just the first one I played. It took me a couple tries to figure out how to play that game though. Like it was really confusing to me. Like I couldn't make it out of the reactor the first time that I rented it. You know how they start the timer? That was stressful. Like I couldn't figure out how to heal. I didn't realize that lightning damage did more to the machines. And when the scorpion he puts his tail up and they're like, don't he actually says it. He's like, don't attack when his tail is up. Because then he does the super move. I didn't realize you could just wait for him to put his tail back down and then, you'd be fine. So I would just die over and over and over, and I would restart over and over and over and over and over again until I just got lucky and survived. Let's do another warrior. 2 warrior levels, damn. I might take his armor off and just see what happens. Summoner's a good one. Yo, Derpy. Thanks, dude. Hybrid Heaven? I think Hybrid Heaven is plenty weird enough. I watched Triky's video on it. That game is freaking insane. Like I was telling Braylon earlier that like halfway through the video of him explaining the story, I just completely checked out. And what he was saying, it just became words. I was no longer following. Plus he has like all those skits. Have any of y'all watched any Tricky videos? Do y'all know who I'm talking about? He had a extremely successful Quest 64 video. He's really good at like After Effects and stuff like that. It's crazy how N64 emulation is whack. Yeah, oof. Oof is a good description. I had a lot of troubles. I had a lot of I almost lost. Hold on. I almost lost the entire playthrough right before Shamsuck's Tower due to one of my save file not loading, because I only kept one save file the whole time, and I was able to like quick save it right before it crashed when I loaded it, and it's the only time I've gotten that trick to work. And it saved it. It saved the whole run. And yeah, I know what you mean about the seams. Let's see if it. I'm gonna change it and look and see what it looks like with the Nintendo graphics. Where is it? N64 resolution. No, there's still texture seams. That's weird. Yeah, I've noticed like the characters have them on their faces too. There we go. Now we can see it again. What was I talking about? I should have healed Rita. Damn, what was I talking about? Oh, the save files. So that's when I started keeping multiple files, because it literally almost screwed up the whole recording process, and then I never would have made that video probably. Yeah, I'm using Project 64. Yeah, see, the woodsmen are lagging. Like every time a woodsman has to go, it lags. And now they're doing damage again. And he's hasted. But then I got to the desert area. I got to Jundar. Oh yeah, hold on. And my main save file crashed while I was doing the puzzle at the end, where you gotta like move the stones, and then you gotta kill all those undeads. Like it crashed right there, and my last save file was in freaking Terminor, so I had to redo like all of that. It took like 3 hours. It's really dumb. Damn, Brenda's almost dead again. Oh, it got delayed. That's unfortunate. Gladius, bro? What are you talking about? Are you talking about a weapon in the game? Or a game? Oh, it's a game? That sounds familiar. What is that? I have played that before. My old basketball coach had it and he lent it to me. I never got very far though. I think it was like freezing at the beginning. There was something wrong with his disc. What up, Professor Binks? Yeah, I was telling them earlier that the channel is just marketing for Aidyn Chronicles. That's all it is. It's my only goal, is to just spread awareness. I can't remember what I was saving. Oh yeah. Never played Fear and Hunger. I saw, I think I watched Magellar's video on it. Or at least listened to it. It's Final Fantasy Tactics in Greece. That sounds pretty dope. You have a soft spot for AC, but always got the sense that the game was unfinished. Yeah, we all get that sense. I think it's because the game was... It was probably unfinished. The last third of it definitely feels undercooked. I wish we had a big battle with Rabisat, even though she's some kind of spirit realm goddess or something. Because I thought the game was gonna, you know, keep going. Let's go over here. Hold on a second. I'm gonna check the map and make sure I'm walking to Port Saiid. I never played Robopon. What's this guy holding? Oh damn, there's wyverns out here. I can't remember what my sneak button is. I was gonna see if he had dialogue options. Oh great, they're woodsmen's. But yeah, about the, yeah, I don't know about the next game. Not 100% decided, but I really wanted to make a decision on last night, actually. Because I had, like, all day off today. All day off tomorrow. And, you know, I thought it'd be cool to get like 20 hours of gameplay recorded on something, you know, just to get the ball rolling. But it's kind of hard to make those decisions. I guess it doesn't like really matter at the end of the day, because I could just, you know, just make a video about everything. I probably don't have time to do that, but because I always think like, oh, I don't know if people would want to watch that, but I mean, I made a freaking Aidyn Chronicles video, for the love of God, so, you know, it's like, what is off limits if you're out here making Aidyn Chronicles videos? Yeah, I've got like every Monday off. That's a good point, Derpy. That's a good point, because it remains my most viewed video as well. It is very obscure. Very late in the Nintendo 64's life cycle. For some reason, I had it in my head that the PlayStation 2 came out in like 2002. But by the time this game came out, the PS2 had already released. Like, it came out in 2000. Which, I mean, this game kind of looks like Summoner. That is really wild. Thanks, Heather. I appreciate that. I wanted to tell you that oaf has closed the town again today. See you tomorrow. Maybe we can get through. That guy's got like a unique portrait, doesn't he? I don't think anyone else has a picture like that. Maybe a Summoner video. I was thinking about it. It was a launch title for the PS2. I guard this bridge with my abilities as a warrior, and on my honor as a knight, and you won't take a step further. My, what a strong voice you have, but let's not be silly. I'm expected in Port Saiid by some very important people. Won't you please let me cross? Beg to report, miss. Port Saiid has criminals enough. I'm sure you can't mean me. Miss, I saw this episode clearly. You saw nothing. Dude, I saw it was on Steam. It's only like $5. A mangy band of merchants without enough manners to let a lady pass. You're not like that, are you? Well, of course you're not. You're a gentleman, a protector of the realm. Won't you please step aside and let me cross? Beg to report, miss. I'd like to. I was at my post, you lingering on the slope. The merchants passed. You took those beads and everything else you could get your hands on. My goodness, what an imagination. Beg to report. What's up, greasy games? I don't imagine I saw you with my own eyes. Oh, but our eyes play tricks. My eyes are fine. Perhaps, but you can never be too so sure. You can never be too so sure. After all, how many eyes do you have anyway? Why, two, miss, same as you. That's right, and how many people crossed just now with the merchants, huh? 20? 30? Beg to report, miss, that what? Are you all-seeing and all-powerful? Are you a dragon? No? A sorcerer? No? Then admit that what you think you saw must be impossible, because I don't see how anyone can honestly track more than 40 people. 80 hands! Is that not so? With two teensy-weensy little eyes. Do you? They actually gave him a flat face. Aberkin from the dollar store. Timu Aberkin. Please, stop wasting my time with apologies. We have Aberkin at home. I have a fondness for guards, and I'll overlook your incompetence, but don't let it happen again. Now, if you'll excuse me. You know, for the playthrough on the video, I really should have stopped and taken him with me. Beg to report, sir, the bridge is closed. I love how he like motions over to it. It looks like he's wearing like the bottom half of his armor on its torso is different. Like it's a completely different material than the top half. But I want to cross anyway. Beg to report, sir, your words seem uncooperative. Granted, I'm not absolutely sure how this knight business works, but it seems I must fight you if you challenge me. Do you challenge me? Do you want to be challenged? That sounds like a threat. A knight must be swift with that. It's so interesting how much of AC's replayability comes from party composition, not from actual role-playing. Yeah, it's interesting, all their different takes on the story and how all the cutscenes work together and stuff like that. I'm curious how it works if you do like an Aileron-only run, like this he just talked to himself. I know that's like a popular thing to do. Defend yourself as best you can. Should I kill him? Very well, make your attack. You mean right now? Come on, let's kill each other. I haven't got all day. But sir, I'd rather die than lose. I've never actually killed him before. But I mean, this whole run, the point is to have the original party members all the way through. So I could kill him. I wonder if he drops his items. Let's see. That is truly knightly. Beg to report, sir. The guard gives way. You are worthy fight. Oh, man. I thought you could fight him. Maybe your diplomacy has to be low, but my diplomacy is a 1. What a wuss, dude. Yeah, I love Arturo. Like I said, probably my biggest regret from the last playthrough was not going back and picking him up from Terminor. Because I had an open spot. Because I picked up, you know, the guy that steals the horn? And then, you know, he betrays you and you gotta kill him and all that stuff. And I'd run into Arturo like 3 times. He's like, hey guys, can I go? And I'm like, sorry man, there's not a spot. Yeah, he actually gave up. I was gonna fight him, but I'm actually not sure if you can fight him. I've heard that you can, if your diplomacy's low enough, but maybe that's not true. Maybe it's an urban legend. Or I could have just picked the wrong dialogue options. Who knows? I need to make some more curing potions when I get into town. I think I leveled her up enough in alchemy to do that. Yep. Yeah. 3 herbs, 2 spices. Look at this, 1 hour and 6 minutes into the stream, and we're almost to the first town I said we were going to go to. The speedrun for this game is like 3 hours and 41 minutes. But he does a lot of sneaking around. A lot of uses of the stupidity spell. We should be fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and air shield people. Dude, Rita is super, super strong right now. And she doesn't even have that good of an axe, really. Yeah, she is. I'll have to check and see what weapon she has. I have Thief and Warrior on her. And her axe skill is only a 2. She's got 24 strength. I was sort of gonna build her like a paladin, I guess. Let me see. See what axe she has. Well, she got a pole axe. Never mind, this is a good axe. Damn. Yeah. $15 spices, my god. I'm rich. Traveling in real life is faster than traveling in Aidyn Chronicles. Yeah, especially with how long the battles take. What? I guess I don't have the herbs. Oh well. Hopefully I can find a vendor and I'm gonna make like 90 of these. So I have like 28,000 gold. And then we'll probably be good for the rest of the game. I forgot about this guy. And it would be worse if I was like going off the road to all the side areas and stuff. I did make a Dark Alliance video. Yeah, I just I uploaded it last night. That was kind of a tough one. I was telling them earlier that I finished the playthrough of it in like early December. I just kind of had some like real life stuff going on. Sort of like derailed my mental, like my video making brain. Because I was in like a really productive headspace for the ogre battle video. Especially after after I made the Aidyn Chronicles one, I knew that I'd be able to make another one faster. Just because I learned more about like editing and stuff like that. And it was all set up. But anyway, yeah, just had some weird stuff going on. So like basically almost all of December and all of January, like I barely worked on it at all. I would just kind of work on the script. And then I had to go back and like rewatch the playthrough because I was just sort of far removed from it. So that's honestly one of the reasons I ended up talking so much about Dungeons and Dragons and Drizzt, because it was hard to extrapolate a ton from the gameplay, which it's not like a super complicated game or anything, and it's also not that long, and there's not like in-depth story or characters, so that, you know, there's not like a ton of stuff to talk about. So I sort of had to pull from other areas. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the next one, whatever it's gonna be, out in like 5-ish weeks. I'm just gonna have to make a decision and start playing it like literally tomorrow. Since when did we get poisoned? Did I miss something? I forgot how beefy the Chaos Sorcerers were. You'd love to get into making videos. You got other few life obligations. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty dang time consuming. You know, it really is. I mean, it's fun and it's cool. But, damn, dude. 46. This is kind of dicey. I'm just gonna have to risk it, because even if she heals up, yeah. You know, you gotta play through it, and, you know, RPGs are usually like super long games. Gotta hope that your footage doesn't screw up, or that you're, you know, you don't delete your save in the case of Aidyn Chronicles, or bug it out. Gotta write all this stuff, make sure your mic is working, and it's gotta hope your recording doesn't screw up. There's just like a lot of weird little settings that you can mess up. And then hope that you don't lose interest like halfway through it. Used to be a blogger. Well, to be fair, Braylon, now I'm a lot better at Premiere Pro than I was when I was, like, for Aidyn I used Shotcut, and my computer couldn't handle Shotcut very well for some reason, so it was really slow. And then with the Ogre Battle video, I just wasn't experienced with Premiere, so that slowed me down. But with this video, like, I was way better at using Premiere, and I had a lot of presets saved, and I could, like, I did the whole hour and 9 minutes in like 4 days, and like 2 of those days I was working. So like when I made the post, when I said, hey, the video is going to be out in a week, I was still like finishing the script. I just wanted to like force myself to get it done. AC seems like an in-between between a Japanese style RPG and a Western. You have choices, but they don't super impact the story or your character makeup. I am doing better. No, I'm not a Mac user. I got Windows. And like, I wasn't necessarily like doing bad. Like, things were actually fine. They were just, it was just kind of mentally chaotic. I got into a weird, I don't want to say too much, but I got into a weird situation, with a person, and I don't know, it was just like a complicated mental situation. Like, there was a lot of mental energy being put towards that, and that sort of got resolved. Really, it was like mid-January, but like for me, it wasn't resolved until like mid-February, where I was just like, oh my god, okay. And so now, like, my headspace is back to where it was when I was working on the Ogre Battle stuff, because like my channel was like my main focus at the time. or game you might be interested in, if you want more jank-ass action RPGs, is Nightcaster 2. I really need to play more Xbox RPGs, because I have barely played any at all. I've played like Fable and KOTOR. And KOTOR 2. I think that's it. I think that's all the RPGs I played on Xbox. I can't remember if Fable 2 was on the Xbox or the Xbox 2. No, the 360. I can't remember. I think the third one was on the 360. Yeah, the Diddy Kong Racing one, it had like 1 view for like 3 months. And that's kind of how I expected all of them to go. Honestly. Because the Aidyn Chronicles, I think after 24 hours, the Aidyn Chronicles one had like 25 views. And then like 2 weeks later, and I was like, sweet. And I started working on Ogre Battle, just playing it and recording it. And then 2 weeks went by and someone shared it to the Aidyn subreddit, and it got like 100 from that, and just like people commenting on it and stuff. And then out of nowhere, like 3 weeks after the video was posted, it got like 20,000 views. Hey Jared. Hey Longtran. Xbox is weird for its catalog, while that Xbox emulation is also apparently whack. Yeah, I started looking into it because I wanted to play Raw 2, but I couldn't find any concrete information about how to do it, and I've never attempted Xbox emulation before. I should look on the on Game Pass. But yeah, so the Aidyn one, it got to like 500, and I was really happy about that because, you know, it did way better than the Diddy Kong video, and I thought it was just gonna kind of hang out there, you know, and then like I said, it got picked up by the algorithm for some reason. I think this lady trains you. But, you know, then I was worried that, you know, that was going to be like the only video to do good. And then thankfully Ogre Battle did good. So now, you know, we have 2 points, make a line and all that. So I was a little bit more confident to make more. But we'll see how the Baldur's Gate one does. But I mean, the point is that even without the Aidyn video taking off to like 20K after 3 weeks, I was still working on the Ogre Battle. Like, I was going to keep making videos. I just didn't expect the second video to do that well. That was shocking. My favorite part of making videos, what inspired me to start making YouTube videos. Well, I had another channel where I did animations for Final Fantasy 14. And like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to animate stuff. And there's a secret guy down here too. Oh, I forgot to look at her skills. Hold on. But anyways, the like learning Blender and learning how to do animation and fixing the models and figuring out how all those systems worked, it was absurdly time consuming. It was extremely fun, but it was absurdly time consuming. And It was like a lot of work to just put out something that was like 30 seconds or like a minute long. And I got kind of tired of it. And then it was mainly I wanted to talk about Diddy Kong, and I wanted to talk about Aidyn Chronicles. And it was mainly YouTube channels like Never Knows Best, Madular, and Tricky that were, they were just inspiring. And I'd learned some editing from doing the animations. So I thought, surely I can just do this with a game. I could just talk about the game. That's like, that's all they're doing. But mainly what kicked it off is I loved Aidyn Chronicles so much that I wanted to put out like a video with a more positive spin to it because there wasn't one. Like all the Aidyn Chronicles videos, except if you go to Shamsuck's YouTube channel, he's like singing the praises of Aidyn Chronicles. But most of them were just like sort of half reviews, or they were kind of playing it and like, they were making fun of it, or they were sort of like overblowing the bad parts. And I mean, there are some bad parts. But it was just I think it got blown out of proportion. So I just wanted something with a more positive spin to it. And I was happy to see that a lot of other people also liked it. Even though it does, it is infuriating sometimes. I loved Madular's Ultima videos. Someone did a 4-hour video on Robopon. I'm going to have to look at Robopon when I get off here. I'm going to write it down. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know if I could ever do something that was like 4 hours. The Ogre Battle one was long enough. $42,000. Why is that so expensive? Oh, because he's a thief. Okay, never mind. That's why. Is there a way you'd like to expand what your videos encompass, like Madular does history of the games and companies, whereas you seemingly just retell your personal playthrough, which is nice? I have thought about that, and I have noticed that. I'm sort of caught between, like, I feel like maybe it would make it too long. I feel like the Ogre Battle did some of that. The Ogre Battle video did some of that, where I talked about like the director and sort of the games that he did, but I didn't really talk about the studio that much. With Aidyn Chronicles, I didn't do it at all. And after I posted it, I did think about it. I was like, damn, I should have talked about how they had only done these Tetris games, and I found an interview about them on, I think it was actually Shamsuck's page. And like that would have helped the video a lot, I think. Would have made it a lot more interesting. But I need to figure out where he gets his information, because he is really, really, really good at researching. But yeah, to answer your question, I would like to do that in future videos. I would like them to have more Madular type stuff where I talk about like the companies and the specific people that make them and like their careers and things like that. And he's really good at like tying the game. He's good at contextualizing the importance of the game that he's talking about, and like this, and its historical importance. You know what I'm saying? and he helps you see the connection of how the game helped, or like words. He's good at explaining like the evolution of how the game helped like evolve whatever genre it was in. I could have sworn this is where I was supposed to go. Oh yeah, there she is. I was gonna say, where's Rita at? She's in my party. I'm dumb. Hello, handsome. You look like you need a friend. Care to join me? Why not? I'm Sevoran. What was it you wanted to talk about? Oh, nothing special. The times, the tides, this and that. Yeah, specifically the Ultima videos. You can learn like everything you need to know about the history of RPGs from those Ultima videos. Never Knows Best does that really well too. Like he goes all the way back to the computer games they were making in like the late 70s and early 80s, which I didn't even know existed. I have to admire the way you got past the guard on the bridge. You mean that dimwit who fancies himself a knight? What did you say your name was? You can call me Keelan. Unless there's another name your little heart desires. I wonder if you can ever figure out what her real name is. Yes, well, I seem like a capable and resourceful woman, don't I? Yes. Any genres you specifically really like or dislike? I like adventure games. Like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Skyrim. I guess you could call it an RPG, but MMOs. I was really big into World of Warcraft. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot. I can't get her to join my party. That was a reflex. I'll be here waiting for you. Okay, yeah. You didn't like Breath of the Wild? I liked it, but I didn't replay it. I just kind of played it and I beat it, and then I never touched it again. Whereas I replayed Ocarina of Time. Well, to be fair, I didn't have as many games back then. But I replayed it like a lot. But hold on a second. I'm actually gonna get off of here because my roommate's going to bed and our walls are very thin. So I appreciate y'all watching the Dark Alliance video and hanging out, talking to me while I got lost on the way to Port Saiid. Like I said the other day, instead of doing Saturday, Sunday this week, I'm gonna do Sunday, Monday. So I will stream tomorrow night for a while, and I'll probably try to start earlier. Hopefully we can go for like a couple of hours, at least 2 hours. Maybe get through the Chaos Isle. Maybe get to Terminal. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, y'all. And hopefully I'll see some of y'all tomorrow. See you later, Brian. It was good to see you, man. We can talk about Baldur's Gate 3. I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, I'll see y'all later. Hopefully I'll turn all this off right. I gotta hit some buttons. That's one of them. Now I gotta hit the YouTube button.